Hey listeners, and welcome back to episode 14. This is our final episode of 2024. I was driving here to do this recording this morning and reflecting on the history of females doing cool shit. And by December, we've been around for 12 months, which is super exciting. And I reflect on the podcast, we've only been here since May. So we have grown rapidly. I have had some incredible women on my podcast that I truly look up to and appreciate in every form. And today I have two special guests who are special to me in both my personal and professional life. I have two girls who work for me, one in a full-time capacity. So Tiana, she does all my social media, she does all of my admin, and she also works at the Noosa, I was going to say campus, like we're at uni, but the Noosa headquarters. And then I have Jorja, who we call Georgina, George, there's a list of names. And Jorja has been she was my very first staff member at Thrifter. So Jorja has been around forever. Jorja has also attended every single Females Doing Cool Shit event that we have ever had. And she's like the cutest little fangirl. I love her so much. So welcome to the podcast, girls. I'm so pumped to have you here.
Yay. I'm so excited to be here, guys.
Excited.
So a bit about this podcast episode and the reason why we're doing it today is because I tend to have a lot of women who influence my life on here, and then I lose the identity of myself and sharing my story with you guys. And I know that a lot of you always reach out and say, how did you do this in business? How do you do this? Because I transitioned from full-time school teacher into full CEO business girl vibes, and I'm fucking surviving. And the girls are here to ask me all the random questions that you guys want to know. And heaps of questions came through last night on my personal Instagram too, which the girls have a hold of. I cannot guarantee you that any of these look, some of these questions I probably don't even fucking know what they are. And I apologise for this episode, but welcome to my shit show of a life, and also too for you to get to know the girls as well, because they are a big part of my businesses and my personal life. So I know that I went out for drinks with Jorja the other night after an event, and my girlfriend owns Theo's in Noosa Junction, and she came straight out and she's like, oh, I know you, Jorja. I see you on Instagram all the time. I was like, oh, shit.
Everyone just comes into work now and goes, oh, I know you. I see you on Instagram.
Famous.
There you are. And I'm like,
oh, okay. So, girls, before we start, I was hoping that, Tiana, you could start and introduce yourself and tell us what you do and who you are and a little bit about you.
Okay. Well, I've only recently started working with Thrifter and Ren and Females Doing Cool Shit, but my background was always hospitality. I grew up doing that and I kind of just got over it. So I studied in Sydney business and marketing and all those things, and this just fell into my lap and Ren and I connected and it just happened. So now I'm full-time socials, admin, fun, all of it at Thrifter.
Lifesaver.
Yeah. Bestie. Now I work with two of my best friends and it's just the best ever.
Georgina?
oh.
Georgina is 18.
I'm 18. I just turned 18.
18 going on 30.
Yeah.
Literally, I've been like older all my life. Anyway,
Super mature for your age.
I'm in high school currently. I'm obviously going through grade 12. We know I'm a very stressed person at the moment, but we're getting there.
Beginning to have mini meltdowns about assignments.
I think I cry to Ren about once a week, so
But
that's
you're doing
okay.
a really good job.
We're getting there. I've got about a month left, so. But that's me.
And
I'm
then
moving
into
to
the real
Brisbane
world.
next year to do business and marketing. So hopefully one day I can be like Ren. Start my own business.
Of course you can.
She's
but
our mum,
don't-
guys. She's work mum.
But you can't leave us just yet because
No.
I need you on the
I'll
team
stay at
until
Thrifter forever,
yeah.
guys.
Just a side
It's part
hustle.
of my life forever.
I can be the side hustle before you create your own hustle.
Guys, I want to get a Thrifter tattoo. I'm not even joking.
In Brisbane.
We're doing it on our
Today.
face. Today. I love this so
On
much.
our face.
So the girls are here to ask me some questions and I'm here to answer them to the best of my ability. I can't guarantee what these questions are, but fucking let's go.
Okay, do you want to go first, George?
Sure. Okay. What kind of boss do you think you are, Ren?
What kind of boss do I think I am? So
She's a 3 a.m. messenger.
yeah, I'm
She
a lot.
started emailing us at 3 a.m.
I'm a lot. I've started to email now and not to text, hoping that the girls just check their emails at a reasonable hour rather than texting them. And there's that new rule out, which you don't have to
We don't follow
reply
the
or
rule.
whatever. But
She's
whatever.
like, guys, you don't have to reply until you're working. And
We're like, why hasn't Ren messaged us at 3?
we call it
it's 3 a.m. Why haven't I got a message?
we call it a brain dump. We love a healthy brain
I
dump.
love a brain dump.
With no expectation that anyone replies. So we just brain dump and then leave it in our group chat. What kind of boss do I think I am? I don't actually really see myself as a boss. I first come as like a friend, really.
Yeah.
And I feel like because I've been a teacher my entire life, looking at my principals, they have trusted me when I feel like I'm doing a really good job and they just let me go. And I feel like I can just be that way with my staff, that I just put full trust in them until they give me a reason not to.
Yeah.
And then that's when I act on that. But I feel like, are you scared of me?
No.
No.
Sorry, I've got a potty mouth.
What kind of boss would you say I am?
Oh, you're not really a boss.
Yeah,
You're like
see,
a
that's-
bestie.
Yeah, I'm not
Like,
really a boss.
She doesn't want to be
I
called a
don't-
boss.
No, I don't like that.
No.
I roll with mum, not boss.
Yes, she is
Mother,
mum.
Sophie and I are like, what should we get mum for her birthday?
But I feel like Thrifter and Females Doing Cool Shit, I always ask everyone about their opinion and what do you think of this? And it's just not my business, it's our businesses together. And I just couldn't do it without my team. So
Yeah.
that's the kind of boss I am.
You like create something
Badass
where it's
bitch
like
boss.
everything's like,
Just
it's like one
Family.
thing.
And
yeah.
you're open to everyone's ideas, which makes everyone feel comfortable.
Yeah.
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 I have to share though. Tiana, I was like hounding her to make this reel. Well, not hounding, forwarded. And I was like, can you make this? She made the reel and the fucking lights were flickering in the reel after she posted it.
Georgia and I
We're sitting there filming this
reel.
reel. Like, this looks good. And she goes, the lights are flickering. And we go, well, we're not fixing
Healthy
it.
no, Ren. I'm not doing it again.
Didn't fix it. It's still up there. You guys can go and see.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, next question. Do you have a self-care routine and what is it?
Okay, my self-care routine would be 2 things. Number 1, I track my sleep. So I actually talk to my girls about my sleep score every single day. Last night, both my girls ended up in my bed. And I was like, girls, it's because of you I got an 89 and not a 90. But I strive to get really good quality sleep, and I'll be off my phone by like 8 o'clock at night, 7:30, 8 o'clock at night, and then I try really hard to have really good sleep. I would also say exercise is a massive part of my self-care routine, and those 2 are like my number 1 priority. What would you say yours are? You go to the gym?
I go to the gym a lot. I used to do a lot of Pilates, just exercise, walking.
Yeah.
It's the only thing that like clears my head at the moment, but that's okay.
Mine's definitely a beach swim and sun. Like
Yeah.
as long as
Sitting
I
in the
get
sun.
to go
Yeah.
out and lay in the sun and go in the ocean, I will feel better.
Yeah,
Honestly,
yeah.
hanging out with you guys.
Yeah,
Sorry
literally,
to get
that's my
sappy, but like
therapy.
literally, it's like therapy. I'm like, all right, feel better now.
And my
Bye.
dog. As long as
Yeah.
I give my dog a cuddle, like everything's better.
I feel like when we spoke about treadmill and couch friends, that's such an important thing. Like, to feel good in life, you need to surround yourself around treadmill kind of friends that make you feel like you can get on a treadmill and run after you're in their energy. Other than when you leave somebody's energy, you just feel like you want to sit on the couch and like rot. as
And people
Brooke
that
Fenwick
know,
would say.
yeah, I love a Sunday rot.
Yeah.
People that know when like it's just to hang out purely to be with people. You don't need to be talking the whole time.
Yeah.
You just need that calm energy.
Easy.
Yeah.
Easy. Love
I
that.
feel like I was saying this like all my school friends, and I love them to bits. If you're listening, guys, love you. But like, I get home from school, and obviously it's the like work from school and everything. But seeing people that I'm like in such a forced environment with, that I'm not necessarily best friends with, it just takes it out of you.
Draining.
Whereas with other like some people like you guys, I'm like, yep, let's go, like a firecracker after
Yeah.
like hanging out. I'm like, yep.
Let's go. Yeah.
Let's
Love
go.
that. Cute. Very cute. All right. Hit me. What's
Okay.
next, bitches?
What happens when you're stressed? She has a mentee bee.
I've had a fair few mentee bees lately.
Guys, I'm going to Pilates. I'm having a mental
Yeah,
breakdown.
Guys, I'm booking flights to Bali.
Yeah, I think I'm flying out Friday for my 4th or 5th Bali trip this year. Lol. That's purely because I just get stressed and it's a
I'm
cheap,
stressed.
good holiday.
Bali.
I would say though, when I'm stressed, I'm working currently. So a personal goal of mine at the moment is protecting my peace. And that might mean that I say no to people who someone might call me. I might not answer their phone call. Somebody might turn up at my house. I might say, sorry, can't hang out today. I'm doing something else. I just do whatever I can to protect my peace at the moment. And I feel like when I am stressed, I just put those strategies in place to try and stop being so stressed. I don't really get stressed at work though. Like I feel like I'm
it's more
way
in your
less stressed
personal
now.
life, I feel like. But you're even so much peaceful now, like so much more peaceful.
Yeah, the stress in my life would be taking on everyone else's shit. Like my personal life and my professional life right now is so peaceful. Like I'm just so content. I said to my mum yesterday, if somebody asks you like, what do you want to improve in your life, or where do you want to be in the next 5 years, or it's just doing this. I love this. So I feel like I'm getting better at monitoring my stress levels. And when I'm stressed, I don't know, just call you girls and have mental.
I had a cry to her and I was like, I'm sorry if I'm putting all this shit on you. She's like, babe, your shit is that your fashion assignment didn't work. Like,
you're good, girl.
You're good.
I love this so much.
Okay. Your next TT. Titty.
Titty?
Alrighty.
Titty gal.
Okay, this is cute. What kind of work environment do you think you have created?
Oh, I just got goosebumps. It felt really emotional. I feel like a massive priority at Thrifter, because that's where our main team is. I guess females doing cool shit is really me and you girls. But when I think about Thrifter and our 20 plus now staff members, I feel like I can stand proud in that I've created a space where everyone can just be who the fuck they want to be.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I've also created a space where everyone feels welcome. We have young girls, we have older girls, we have women in fashion that have worked with fashion for years, and we have some girls that just love op shopping and wanted to work with Thrifter. And I feel like I've created a safe space for everyone to feel good at work, to like their job. And if they don't like their job, that there's an open door policy that they can come and say, hey, I'm not happy, I don't like this, and that I'll listen. And I might act on it, might not act on it, but that's what kind of workplace I feel like I've created.
Yeah.
Do you feel that way when you go to work?
I feel like it.
Yeah?
Sunday was really boring though.
Yeah.
There was like 5
That's when I
people.
left.
She left and there was like 5 people and I'm like messaging Sophie. We're sending selfies to each other like, are you bored? Because I'm bored.
Even that in itself, like the fact that all my girls across all the different shops are sending each other selfies or like leaving shit on the back of the iPad so that when you go to open it, someone else's face is there sending you a message.
I feel like when I started as well, I've never walked into a job where everyone is just so comfortable. Like we were chatting about really deep shit in the first like couple day.
It's like she said to me, she's like, I'm going to miss you. And I've only known you for like 3 months. And I was like, I'm going to miss you. I've only known you for 3 months.
Like everyone's just so connected because of, I think, the passion that you bring to it. So everyone's just happy to be there. They're happy to, it feels like a big family.
And that's like my number one thing. If I'm to hire someone, I want someone to come and be passionate about their job, not just see it as
it's like
something
tea.
that
She
brings
just
in money.
slip right in.
Yeah. Good.
Straight in.
Slipped on in.
Slipped on in. Slip and slide.
Here we go.
Okay, Georgina, you're next.
Okay. Oh, you're going to like this one, babe. Tell us
Wait,
about
can I have
your
a drink?
love life.
Oh, shit. I knew this was coming.
Sips tea.
Millennial pause.
Orkies, what love life?
Babe.
Oh, where do I even begin? How long have I been single for? Since January.
Yeah.
Yeah, and I've been on a wild ride. Let's
She's
just say
had a
that
good
much.
ride.
I've had a good ride, have I? Literally.
Literally.
You can ask Ella that. She's got a list of,
You can ask me because
she's got my list.
I'm like in the next room.
Okay. I would say right now I am single. I do have something with someone, but with the potential that will grow into something. But at the moment, I'm just so focused on my business and my girls. And if that then grows into something, then I will be forever grateful because he's an awesome, awesome human. But if it just turns into a friendship, I'm stoked as well. But I don't know, like where I'm at in my life and with a relationship, it's going to take a really good fucking man to come into my world. I just know exactly what I bring to the table. I feel like I've got my shit together.
Yeah.
I feel like I'm a good communicator. I'm not like talking myself up as like the best wife because fuck, I have like things that I'm not perfect. But I just feel like I've learned a lot over the past however many months since January of being single and being on my own. Valley actually said to me in the car, we were driving yesterday to a play date, and she was like, Mum, why don't you have a boyfriend? And I was like, oh, I just like being alone at the moment. And she goes, you're not alone. You have us.
Aww.
And I was driving and I just started crying. And she was like, why are you crying? Did I make you sad? But it's so true. Like I'm never truly alone. I have my girls. I have all my friends. I'm so happy and content with my life that.
And you need to have space to let a romantic partner in as well. It's not just like, oh, I met them, they're nice. Like you have so many other priorities right now.
Yeah.
That you need that space where it's not going to add pressure. It's just going to add something nice.
Yeah. And I feel like the person that I'm currently hanging out with, seeing, dating, I don't know, he brings that element to my life where it just feels really easy.
You like said to us, you're like, it's like you're having a conversation with us.
With you guys. Yeah. But also too, if this is produced and he's an actual dog, then whatever.
Then ignore this.
And ignore this question.
You'll see, she'll start posting angry stuff.
What about you girls? Tell us. Fill us in, sisters.
I'm like not ready for a relationship at all. Like,
good girl. Stay
you're a
single all your
baby.
20s.
I download Tinder every time I go out.
She
And then
does.
deletes it the next day.
And then deletes it the next day. But I could not see myself in a relationship right now. I'd like to like get through high school and then when I'm like got my business and stuff.
I feel like Tinder is like the bottom of the barrel.
Tinder is like what
I
the
explained
hell?
I explained it to my girlfriend the other night. She was like, that's the best explanation. Like, hats off to anyone that's found their husbands via Tinder. Like,
yeah,
that's
good
amazing.
on you.
Yeah.
Because
They're out there, but
do you say you have?
No, but apparently my partner swiped on me and I never did because I barely used Tinder, and he still gets offended to this day. He's like, you mustn't have even, you
thought I
didn't
was
swipe.
noticed
What
me.
way is it? Right?
Now
Left?
you're in
I
love.
don't know. Yeah, so funny.
I explained Tinder as like when you give birth in a bath and then the bath is drained and then there's all this shit and blood left in the birthing pool. That is what Tinder is. That is what's left in the world. Anyway,
You've got to make
Great
people
explanation.
authentically for it to be like.
yeah, and also for you,
I'm 18. I could not like.
I would be mad if
I
you
went on
were-
a date with a
yeah.
26-year-old and he was like, yeah, I want to like settle down, like get married and have like kids. And I was like,
back it up.
You're like, I need to
let's
leave the
wind
coast.
back. I'm going.
What about you, T? Tell us
I've been
about
with
your
my
man who we
partner
love.
for over 4 years now. So we met during COVID, moved to Sydney together. Well, we did long distance for a good probably 6 months there, which was really hard, but it also really had its perks because the time you got to see each other was like way more special and you really disconnected from the world and just had quality time. He then moved, COVID happened, moved back home and been together ever since. And
He's our thrifter husband.
He is.
Comes
He's
into
a little
work and
builder
puts off
man.
all the curtains.
Yeah, he's
We
a
love him.
he's a good egg.
Sunday afternoon.
Yeah.
Him and T are just in there putting curtains. I'm like, bye.
Love
Yeah,
him.
no, it's very
Cute.
wholesome, very good.
Okay, this is your turn, TT. TT.
Ren, what's the most embarrassing thing you've ever done for a man?
Oh, we're going here.
We're going here.
Guys, are you ready for this story? Tinder, bottom of the barrel, bathwater. Met this
Bathwater.
guy who lived in Manly, won't say his name. He was like straight away, like FaceTiming 7 times a day, like full narcissistic love bomber. Like you are just everything I've ever wanted in a woman, like the whole scenario. And then I flew to Melbourne for an event and he was like, I'm booking flights tomorrow, I'm coming down. So he came down, we spent the weekend together. Anyway, we had a great time together and I was like, yeah, maybe potentially I could see something here. And he was like just texting every single day, calling every single day, but then also seeing other girls on the side. He was just really, I don't know, he was basically fucking me over. Anyway, he went to Bali.
put it lightly.
Put it lightly. He went to Bali on a surf trip. Like he made it very clear to me that he had feelings for me and that he liked me, right? He actually said to me, I hope I never become a story on your podcast.
Here you go, mate.
Dirty dog.
And then I flew to Bali for a weekend for this man. Anyway, Literally, I get there, right? Spend all this money on flights. I'm like, this could be the one. Fuck, I'm so embarrassed. This could be the one. Yeah, like, let's
She's
just roll
messaging
with
me
this.
like, I'm so in love.
I'm so in love with this man. Like, he's so lovely. He was just treating me like I was the one for him. And at that time, I was probably so unhappy that it was this year. It was probably like May, actually. And that I was like, all right, I'll give it a go. So I went. And then the entire time I was in Bali for 3 days and 2 nights, he was absolutely wasted drunk. And when I say wasted drunk, I mean like paralytic drunk. And then he had all these friends there and he'd be like, oh, we're going out to dinner with all of my friends. And I would turn up and he would just like leave me and go off and get wasted. And then his friends were like, what are you doing hanging out with this guy? Like, are you joking? Like, you need to back it up. From his own friends. And then on our last day there, he was like, oh, look, I just don't really think I've got any feelings for you. And I was like, what?
Wow.
Okay. Anyway, then he left me on that day and went out with his mates on our last night. We were flying out together from the airport together after him just telling me not really into it anymore. There's this girl that's traveling Italy or something at the moment that I think I like better. I was like, okay, this is great.
Okay.
Then we get on the plane together and he is all over me on the plane. I didn't mean that. I think I love you. Anyway, we get to the airport and he was like, all right, well, see ya. Anyway, safe to say that's the last time I ever saw him, the dog.
Thank God.
But it took me a month.
Took you a
still.
while.
When he went home, he was like FaceTiming me. There's
I'm
no
like,
one else is
Ren,
there.
block him.
How many
Block him
times would he
now.
call me? Like
Like
at work,
all the
FaceTiming me.
time.
What are you doing? I miss your face. I'm like, you just told me you did. Anyway, he was traumatizing and I had to block that man and get rid of him. But I feel like the most embarrassing thing I ever did was fly to Bali for a weekend for a boy who told me he didn't like me.
Yeah, that's up there.
Live and you learn.
Yeah.
Live
But
and
what
you
about
learn.
you girls? Got any stozzers?
Babe, I've done like
Not that dark.
Like I've done nothing embarrassing.
You've never turned up at a guy's house or like
no. I
nothing
take
a
my
bit
own pace
topsy?
too much. I'm
yeah,
like,
you're a good gal.
Oh, I definitely did, but I can't think of the stories off the top of my head.
T doesn't want to share.
I was like, there was definitely things.
Yeah,
We've all
yeah.
done it.
Yeah, yeah,
We've all
yeah.
been stupid.
Yeah, yeah.
We
good
move.
times.
Now we're on
we
control.
persevere.
Yeah.
Okay. This is back on business, but what do you look for in a staff member?
Us.
I
Like-
love this. You too. I think a staff member for me is passion, fun. You don't have to be like an out there person, but if you're willing to have fun and bring passion to the team and also to ownership of your job, you're on my team.
And you have to make videos and go, hey guys, welcome to Thrifter.
But even like Sophie,
I love her.
So Sophie works full-time at my Kiwana studio. If you've ever shopped there, you'll know like she's just a gem and she is obsessed with her job. She's always finding new ways to improve little different things. She's just taken full ownership of the shop herself. And I now feel like I can just trust the shop with her.
Yeah.
I'm like, okay.
What about
I don't
on
have
her
to
wedding
come
day?
to Kiwana all the time.
When she realised what day it was on her
Oh,
wedding
yeah.
day.
Text me before she walked down the aisle and she was like,
Ren
oh
and
my
I are
goodness.
there at like the bar before we're like walking into the ceremony and she goes, oh my God, guys, it's International Thrifting Day.
Yeah, literally sending us memes about it while she's probably in the car
And
coming
then
to her
she's
wedding.
like, on her honeymoon, she's like, I miss work.
Yeah, I miss work.
I love her. She's so
miss
cute.
work.
Oh, bless her.
Yeah, so yeah, I feel like that's
Yeah. I don't know. I love working.
what
Same.
I look for in a staff member, just someone who's fun and passionate and that I can trust too.
Yeah.
Trust is
I
a
think I was
big
talking to
thing.
my dad about this like the other day, and he's like, there's people, and because they own a hotel, so like they don't have staff members, they just do all the cleaning and everything because they've had so many issues. And he's like, it's so rare that you find people like in a business that actually care as much as you do about your business. Because like, I mean, we've all experienced it. You've had like a shit staff member that just like, they like don't turn up to work or they like come to work drunk and like all this stuff. Whereas I feel like everyone that works for you you like project your passion on them. Like everyone is so passionate. I feel like Thrifter's like my child as well.
Yeah, well, it is.
It is like
Babe, the amount of walls you've painted and scrubbed and cleaned.
the amount I've done, like getting to Kiwana at 6 a.m.
Yeah,
But
literally with a mop.
literally with a mop. But I feel like you've like created it so that everyone becomes so passionate. Like everyone
They feed
loves-
off you.
Yeah.
That's
Like
good.
I love my job. I've never had a better job. My
Yeah,
mum and
same.
dad used to work for you, but
Pay you $100
Dogs.
a year, $10 a year. Too good.
Okay, what's the silliest thing you have ever done? Like just in general, broad. It can be anything.
Silly.
that's hard.
Fuck.
First thing that comes to mind.
Oh, I don't know. What would you say the silliest thing I've ever done is? That's a hard question. In my entire life, the silliest thing I've ever done. God, it's going to Bali, guys.
Yeah, that tops it.
I
It could
don't-
be funny, like a funny thing you've done.
Yeah, okay.
I feel like it's really hard to like pick one of those moments.
Just think about something with Ella or Alexis. I feel like they'd be funny stories.
Oh, babe, we don't want to bring what I do with Ella on here. I'll be fired from all my jobs. Ella and I are out of control.
out of control when we were in Brisbane opening up the shop. They call me at like 2 a.m. Hey, can you come get me from, not Ren and I grandma.
Was
so we
Ella?
were in bed.
Ella, we blame
Ella's
her.
like, can you come get me from the lobby?
Look, I've definitely lived my life. Like after school, I went traveling around the world with my best mate at the time. His name was Daniel. We both had a boyfriend and a girlfriend. And we went traveling together as best mates.
I love
And
that.
fuck, we caused havoc. Like, just caused havoc overseas. I've lived in remote communities. Like, I feel like I've lived my life to its full potential. I wouldn't say I've done like silly shit. Like, I've never like broken the law or like done anything like that.
I know of a time where you broke the law in office.
Let's talk about it. Sol's Office Works. I was fucking sick of this shit.
We love you. Sponsor us.
We love you, but she walked out with lollies on
I
purpose.
walked out with a bag of lollies.
2 bags.
2 bags.
We were waiting for a very long time.
How long?
Like literally 10 minutes.
And your girl's got to eat on an open day, so whatever. I've
Fair
spent
enough.
enough money
We
there.
was
Sol's Office
hungry, so we
Works.
walked out. And then she walked back in like 20 minutes later and still didn't pay.
I'll pay you back, I promise.
Send us an invoice. We got you.
The amount you spent on printing there, like, it's fine.
All right, what's the next question? Hit me, gals.
Okay, what are your future goals for your life? Like,
I love this question because it's like I just have so many different goals. If I put business aside and I think
Yeah.
about my personal life and my personal goals, one would be that I want to buy a house next year with my girls and I want to sit on the front yard of that house with my girls and have like a full picnic and be like, I get really emotional thinking about this, but like I fucking did this on my own. I did
Yeah.
this without anybody else supporting me. That's like a massive goal of mine. So that my girls see me as a woman who has dedicated her life to work, yes, but also to just this strong mum that wants to do shit for them. Like it's all about them for me.
Yeah.
So that's a big life goal of mine is to buy my own house because my last house I owned with my ex-husband and we obviously had to sell it and that was a hot mess. Another goal of mine next year, I am running 80 kilometres. So I've done an ultra before.
I couldn't think of anything worse.
I've done an ultra before. So I've ran 50 Ks before and that was kind of like giving birth. It was intense. And I remember I got to the end of the run at like 48 Ks and I thought that I saw an official saying, go this way. And I looked at them and I said, thank you. I'm so excited. I'm nearly done. And it was actually a pole. Like it was a light pole.
Babe.
So I was like full delirious.
Like, full delirious. So you're going to go back and do some more?
But I'm doing it with one of my best friends, Gemma, and we are going to document the whole thing and do some content for Noosa Ultra Trail. And
Yeah.
so we are going to document all of our long runs just to show women that like you can strive for bigger and better and do these wild things like run 80 Ks.
That's ridiculous.
So buy a house, run 80 Ks.
We'll be
and
cheering on the side.
Yeah.
We'll be like, woo, go mum.
You can bring me icy poles.
Yes.
Yeah.
But other than that, like I feel like I'm living all of my
You're
goals
living your
right
best
now.
life, like-
so I don't really have, other than those two like big ticket goals, I just want to be happy.
Yeah.
Just keep
You are
being
happy.
happy. I am happy.
Yeah.
Just keep being happy.
Yeah.
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 Go
What
there.
about you girls? What are your goals?
I want to open my own business once I've got my degree. Well, I want to get my degree. Actually
Yes.
get into the degree first.
Yes.
So we've got a few
Back it
things
up
to get
again.
there. I need to do my external exams first, guys, so chill out.
Just go back a few steps.
But once I've got my degree, I want to open my own business, I think, and like do that vibe. I'd like to work corporate for a while, but mainly open my own business. That's in business life.
In what? Tell us. I know, but tell
I
the
want to
peeps.
open my own public relations firm, I think, and do public relations and marketing, and then like hire people to like do that for me, so everyone will have their own like clients and things like that.
So
I think.
good.
So cool.
But like personal life, I like want to have kids. Like
Yeah.
soon,
Not now.
not soon. like 10
Babe,
years,
when
guys.
you're 37.
10 years, guys.
Oh, you want to be 28. Yeah, I was 26 when I fell pregnant.
Yeah.
I still classify that as so young.
My
My
mum was
mum was-
28, I think.
Mine was 26, I think.
Yeah. Like looking back now, like I just see myself as like a little baby. I don't know. Anyway.
I feel like when I look at it, I think like I have so many friends that are like older. Like Sam is like 24 and I see her as like my age, but I'm like, she could legit have like people her age have kids.
Yeah. Babe, people your age have children.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, 2 girls in my grade actually had kids in grade 8.
Oh,
So
yeah, wow.
don't
Grade
go to
8?
Don't go to a
That's
public
like-
school, girl.
Hey,
Guys, we all went to the same public school.
I love that school.
I'm actually about
If
to go
you're
back
listening.
to that school and do a
we're
cute
coming.
little
Well, I'm
inspo
actually about to
speech.
get out.
So, yeah.
You'll miss it when you go.
What are your goals, T?
Mine too is one day to have a house. Like that's just my goal. And I think going from living out of home with my partner and friends, which I'd never live with friends again. Like I love you guys, but not happening. It's really hard to then go back into like living separately at your parents' houses. And it's like, I love my family, but you get to a point where you're like,
It's like I
I'm
want my
in
own
my
space.
mid-20s, like I wish, you feel behind, even though literally all of our friends still live at home because we cannot afford it. But that's a goal, definitely, is to do that or investment properties or something like that. And just grow my experience, like through Thrifter. If Georgina opens her business, work from that as well. Like I just want to really feel 100% confident in myself in what I do. Because even when Ren hired me, I remember that week leading up, I was just like, did I put my foot in my mouth? Like, can I actually do this? Like,
Yeah.
Full tall poppy syndrome, which is a
Says
problem
the
in
girl
Australia.
that just got 100,000 views on
Literally
one of our,
on one of our
one
videos.
of-
We go, T,
one of our videos
you're
with
a wizard.
original audio.
Yeah,
Literally
true.
original audio.
Yeah.
It was not trending audio. 100,000 views.
I've always
So
been like
good.
that though. I just doubt myself. So I want to, that is a goal to just stop doing that. And then just travel a little bit more. I want to get out of Australia a bit more. But other than that, just happiness, have a bit more me time. Like I want to prioritize just calmness
Calm,
because I can be
peacefulness.
quite chaotic. you
On
know?
traveling, I love a goal of mine, big goal. My sister and I have talked about this. I'd love to like pay off my parents' house, like fully set them up and then just give them all the money in the world and they can go
That is
traveling.
so
They
nice.
can just
Them
do
to
whatever they,
travel.
yeah. Because they've done so much for me.
They have. I love your parents. They're
My
like
parents are like
parents.
my life.
Yeah.
They'll be listening to this. Guys,
Oh, cute.
guys they're so cute. They're like,
They are cute.
we're going to listen.
Shout out.
Shout out, mum and
Yeah.
dad. Love
Yeah.
you.
Love you.
We
love
fight.
You, love you.
We fight sometimes. We love you.
Love,
And kids. I definitely want kids one day. Like I
Oh,
have
for
to be a
sure.
mum.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That's my
I can't
goal.
imagine not being a mother.
Neither.
Like,
But
It
each to
is
their
like,
own.
it is beautiful. It's so hectic, but I would say that I've only just really, truly enjoyed being a mum as of last year.
Well, that's the next question is tell us about your kids.
Oh, cute. So Luca is 8 and she is in year 3, and then Valencia.
Little Valley.
Little Val, sassy Val. She is in prep, so she's 5.
She is a firecracker. She is sassy.
They are honestly the coolest chicks. They're very different to each other, but they just have taught me so much about life in general, really. Like being a mum, total personal development. There is no getting off unless you legit gift your kids away. You are on that ride and you literally, I've tried a few times, like, Georgina, please take my
Can you
kids
come
to the
pick them up?
movies.
I'm like, I'll come hang out with them. I love her kids.
They are the
Yeah.
best. They
They're
are the
like-
best humans. Do you feel like having kids can really ground you and give you perspective sometimes? Like if you are in a deep
100%.
hole, it like be like, look, I
Yeah.
have these girls and they're just babies and they see the good in everything. Like,
I had this conversation with mum and dad last night about somebody else yesterday had a nervous breakdown, and I was at the other end trying to support this human being. And I said to my parents, I was talking to them about it last night, and I said to them, it's interesting, like, the perspective that I have on that scenario is so different, and I put it down to the fact that I'm a mum and I've got my girls, and ultimately they are all that matters to me. Like, I could lose Thrifter, I could lose females doing cool shit, I could lose humans in my life, but as long as I have them, I am just the happiest person. And it's like what Valley said, Mum, you'll never be alone, you have us. And it's true. It's like the way that you talk about your parents. Like, I know that might trigger some listeners if you don't have a healthy relationship with your parents, and I apologise for that, but I have a healthy relationship with my parents, and our family has been through massive trauma. Like, somebody in my family murdered my grandmother. Like, it was just a hot mess, and I just put my life purpose down to my girls, and fuck, they annoy me sometimes, but I just love them so much.
I feel like my parents really, like, they always say this to me, and sometimes you get pissed off because you're like, you're holding it over my head, but they're like, we've made this life for you. So they're taking us to Thailand next year, and they're like, we've made this life for you so that it's better than what we had growing up. And I'm not saying they
that's what my parents say.
Yeah, I'm not saying they had a bad childhood, because they had great childhoods, but they're like, we've worked so hard to get you to a point where, like, it's better. Like, we just want everything for you. My dad's like, Mum gets mad about the finances. Like, they're absolutely fine, but Dad's like, I'm buying them an apartment here, I'm buying them a car, and Mum's like, all right, Raina, din down, let's chill out.
Well, I think that's like
you just want everything for your children.
Life, you learn and you grow so that then you can teach others through stories or through experiences what you learnt then. And I feel like that's what you do being a parent. I want my girls, because you know what? Over the past couple of years, my girls have been through trauma. Like, their dad and I separated. I left their dad. I literally packed up my house in 2 days and I moved out of the family home. I didn't want to be in the relationship anymore. It was my decision to leave. And the girls had to come to terms with that. And they would go to sleep every night at my house crying because they miss their dad. Yeah. And I would be there crying in the bed with them. So I don't have guilt about that because that's just what happens when you leave an unhealthy relationship. But I feel like now it's my purpose to just give back and pour into them. And they know how much I love them. They see it.
But the way you co-parent with
Justin.
I was like, can I say names?
Drop the name.
The way you co-parent with Justin is like the ideal. You guys are
took a lot of work, babe.
But it's amazing how you can do that for the girls.
At the time, if it was up to him, he would have he told me, I can't see you again. I cannot possibly do this. Yeah. And now we're going on family holidays together. It'll be a bit different when somebody has like
a partner.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where you live together and you own a house together. Like, I wouldn't say that I'd be going to Bali with Justin and leaving my partner at home. Like, that element would be a little bit different. But I would probably invite him and his partner to come, because we're truly friends now, and it's a really nice space to be in. Like, I respect him, I've forgiven him, and I've moved on with that phase of my life. That chapter is so closed, and I'm so happy about that. Not saying that he's a horrible person, because he's lovely, but I think that my girls deserve two parents that they can see. Like, Valley and Luca will still ask me all the time, do you love Dad as much as you love us? And 9 times out of 10, I will say yes. Yeah. Because I want my girls to see that I do love him in a different way.
In a different way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, bless.
Okay. Is it you?
You can ask it.
No, it's your turn.
Oh, okay. What's next for Thrifter and females doing cool shit?
Good question. I kind of come up with ideas and then just
at
implement
3 a.m.
and then implement them the next day.
Yes.
But I feel like
they happen overnight.
They do happen overnight. I feel like for Thrifter, I really want to open a shop in Burleigh, down that end of the coast.
Let's go Gold Coast.
Yeah.
Is your big goal still Westfield? Or have you been?
I think that it is still a goal, but maybe in a different sense, because I do like the fact that our shops are so boutique style.
Yeah.
They're in like different little random locations spread out, and each shop has their quirks and cool originality about
Every shop's
them.
just like a little bit different.
A little bit
like
different.
A bit different of a vibe.
And I kind of like that, whereas Westfield, you're like, I feel like I need
Stock
a cookie
standard.
cutter. Of
It's
every-
limiting,
Whereas Thrifters are all really different. And like wherever you are, your stock is going to be a little bit different as well.
Yeah.
Like, so I feel like ultimately I would love to stop at 5 shops.
Yeah.
Really pour my heart and soul into those 5. I know we're at 4 now, but pour my heart and soul into those 5. My clairvoyant said I'd do 5 too.
Oh,
that's exciting.
What's happening?
It's happening. And then from there with Thrifter, I just like to keep doing pop-up markets.
Yeah.
Pop-up markets are
Around
fun.
Australia. So much
even
fun.
like they're more
Everyone come to
manageable.
Matzo's on the weekend, T, and I'll be there.
Yeah, this will
This
be
will be out way
produced
after.
like
Yeah.
in 6 weeks or something. But, come.
Come to Matzo's.
Hope we
It'll
saw
be
you.
done.
But I love the pop-up market vibe too, where people literally pay $50 to sell their wardrobe, share with a friend, $25 each. Good music. Normally there's a bar there. Like I just think
Food's important.
food. Like I just think it's a good community. It's a way that the community can connect with each other and support each other. So that's with Thrifter. With females doing cool shit, I would like to, highlight more women in the community and possibly go on tour and do a tour because
Females doing cool shit on tour.
Well, we have heaps
We
of
have
girls
to.
from like
So many people ask
Sydney
me.
and stuff now asking.
It's like
can you
Rochelle,
come?
she
Can you
was
come?"
like, oh, I thought it was like a Melbourne and Sydney thing.
yeah.
I was like, nope,
And
it's here.
on Instagram, like our followers are growing and it's women that aren't even in Queensland or
Yeah.
the Sunshine Coast. So
Yeah.
I would say by the end of next year, possibly looking at doing a tour.
Keep your eyes peeled for a
Yes.
Sydney trip.
Very
It's
fun.
added to the to-do list.
Yeah. added. T's to-do list just keeps growing.
It's like
Write it on the whiteboard.
7 things to 700. We love it. Okay, your
Okay.
turn, George.
Best advice for someone wanting to leave their relationship.
Oh, that came through on my
Yeah.
question box and I was like, that's wild. That's such a intense question and I am no professional to like give deep advice on that. But I think for me, I knew when my relationship was over and I also look at other friends who are in relationships where I know that they know it's over, but they're too scared to leave because they have kids or finances or whatever it is. But what I did was I made a fucking plan. I made a plan to exit and I made a plan to do it in a healthy manner. So for me, peace is my priority. I just really looked at how best I can support my children in that move. And then I also relied on a lot of support, whether that was my friends or my family. I reached out to the people who I knew could support me in that time and I just did it. But I have no fear when it comes to a lot of things.
Yeah.
Literally no fear.
Literally no fear.
So for me, I wasn't scared that I would have no money or that my kids would. Actually, I thought about the kids and the trauma, but I knew that I was capable and strong enough to provide an environment for them where they wouldn't be so fucked up
Yeah.
after it.
Yeah.
Like I'm a school teacher. I see some shit in my past where the parents absolutely despise each other. The parents book 2 parent-teacher interviews because they can't sit in the same room together for their kid. Like parents always blaming the other parent, whether they don't have their lunchbox or their shoes. Like I just see all of that and I knew that I didn't want to be like that. So I left my relationship on a really healthy basis. But just rely on support and follow your heart, trust your gut. Your intuition knows best. And you literally have one fucking life.
Yeah.
You have
Don't
one
waste it.
life. Don't waste your life. And
Live your life, girl.
I remember, I have to quickly share this story because I remember when I got home from a run one morning and I was really emotional. Justin and I were in a really bad place. I was like, how did my life even end up here? And I was crying out the front of my house and the lady across the road, let's call her J because that's the letter of her first name. She came over and she's like, you okay? And I said, look, I don't think I am. I am actually not okay. And she said to me, why? And I told her the story and she said, look, my husband and I had the exact same incident happen in our relationship and I chose to stay and I'm still with him today and I am so deeply unhappy. and she was 68 years old.
Wow.
And she looked at me and she said, get out and live your life. And she was holding my hands and we were both crying in the street. And still to this day, I see her when I'm like running around the coast.
Yeah.
And she's always like cleaning up, like she's retired. She's so cute. And she knows that I've left. And she's like, how are you? I'm like, I'm so happy.
Yeah.
And hands down, like you have one life. Every single phase of your life is a chapter. Close that chapter and just move on. And the other person deserves to be happy too. If you're in a relationship where that other person isn't happy, they deserve to be happy too. So just close the chapter and move on.
Yeah.
That's what I would say. Have you ever left, well, I know you haven't, but have you ever left a toxic relationship?
The only toxic one I was in was never properly
A relationship.
Yeah, but I was stuck for way too long. So I'm glad my best friend was like, what are you doing? Like, this is stupid. And she kicked me out of it and we're all happy and good.
I feel like it takes people, like it's your support
to see
system
it
to
before
go,
you do sometimes. Yeah.
What are you doing?
And thank God, because now I've met my partner and like,
You're the
imagine
happiest
if I was
ever.
still chasing around. Like,
No.
Yeah, friends
Not
are where
good.
it's at with that.
Yeah.
All right. So how do you set boundaries with needy friends?
That's a great question. So I guess the human that I am, I'm definitely an empath. If somebody in my life tells me something that's going on in their life, I will like stop, drop and roll to everything I can to help them and go, hang on, here I am at my full capacity to support you. And this year was my year where I'm learning how to give a healthy no. So that's feeling okay within yourself when you don't answer somebody's phone call. That's okay. You don't need an explanation. You don't need to give them an explanation and say, oh, sorry, I was on the phone to somebody else, or, oh, sorry, I was doing this, or, oh, sorry, I was asleep. You actually don't have to feel like you need to answer everybody's phone calls and text messages all the time, and that's okay. So I've learned to, like, it's okay. My phone's rang 4 times during
We're too
filming.
accessible as well. People expect it. And it's like you've got to put those boundaries or nothing's going to change.
Nothing's going to change.
Yeah.
And that's okay. Like, and I wouldn't text you guys with the expectation that you reply to me straight away. Like, it's not.
Yeah.
Imagine.
Even though
hello.
Excuse me.
Is this a bad idea?
Yeah, like I just.
Guys, tell me.
And I feel like when you get used to that in your friendships, it becomes just the norm that if I send you an email and you don't reply for 2 days, that's all good. Like, I don't care. And I think it's about having open conversations about that with your friends. If you've got somebody who's super needy and they're not picking up on your vibe, that you're not answering their every call or whatever, maybe just say to them, hey, at the moment in my life, work is like a priority for me, or I'm going through something at the moment. I just can't be at your beck and call every single day. And if they love you enough and they respect you enough, they're going to respect your boundaries and they will back it up a little bit.
Yeah.
Because not everybody has the same goals and aspirations in life too. Like, some of my girlfriends, they don't have jobs. Like, which is fine, live your best life, but they might be a stay-at-home mum and they might have more time on their hands than me, who's trying to balance the 2 jobs and be a single mum and all the other shit on my plate, which I'm so stoked is on my plate, never complaining. But it's about different, I guess, outlooks on life too, and what you want. What would you say? What do you do if you have a friendship that's needy?
I just delete Snapchat. No.
Yeah, that's good.
I delete social media all the time. Like, I cannot.
She's got it a little cleanse.
Oh, I love a good cleanse. I've just gotten it back after 2 months. So, I don't know. I am really good with like opening conversations with people. Sometimes I find I shut down with friendships. I just physically don't have the energy for it anymore, that I just stop. I just cut it off. And maybe not the best way to do some things. Like, I just had a really hard conversation with one of my best friends because I was doing that and she was also doing that, but we love each other, but it's like we're both sort of cutting each other off. I don't know. I'm still working on dealing with needy friends, but then I can also reflect and see that sometimes I am the needy friend, but trying not to be.
But everyone has different, like, everyone... To some people you wouldn't be, but to others you could. Like, everyone's different. Exactly.
Yeah. But I don't know. I think needy friends are just, I
At your age,
really-
it's hard as well because
It's hard
you're
'cause
all
you're like-
transitioning out of this like where you've
it's
been forever
structure.
to this new world.
Like I've never known not being in
yeah,
school.
your priorities
you
are
know?
different. People take time to adjust and
Yeah.
like understand that, okay, maybe this isn't what they're like on the real world and they need some space.
Yeah,
And
I feel like with all of those friends, it'll sort of just it'll fizzle out in the next couple months, which that's okay. It happens with friendships,
Mhm.
but
Well, it's like when you move from primary school to high school
Yeah.
and you go to a
like,
different high
heaps
school, you
of
make new
people,
friends.
like, you know, but needy friends are just like a lot. I can be it sometimes. I'm not going to say I'm not.
I don't feel like you're needy, but
No,
yeah.
neither.
girl.
Not
I'm
to
like
you
the
guys,
least
but
needy.
to some people, I'm sure they say I'm needy.
yeah, I don't.
What about you, T? You've always had like a really close group of girlfriends.
You've been
I
tight with
mean,
your friends like
beautiful.
forever.
Yeah, that we did. There was a group we were really close through high school and out of high school, and we all had quite a big falling out, but it was a multitude of things. And like, we're all healthy. Like if we see each other now, it's a hug and a chat and a how are you, but it took a while to get to that.
Yeah.
But I think we were kind of clutching at straws being like, these are my best friends, like what? But we changed and we're different people. And like,
Different
I had a
chapter.
partner for once and just priorities changed and I moved away and there was a lot of things. But like my best friends, like one of them I've been best friends with since I was 4. She's like sister vibes. Like, you know, we could not talk to each other for
Yeah.
5 years and everything's the same. And my other best friends, they don't even live in the country. And it's just easy with them, but I feel like it takes a while to find those people. And you do
Yeah.
have to have the hard conversations. And
Yeah,
like
for sure.
for one of them, I'm the needy one. I'm like, hello. Like,
Yeah.
I haven't talked to you for 2 days. And the other one is way more contacting me. Like, it's just different. And as long as you're open with your friends, I feel like
Yeah.
it's always going to be healthy and
And I
work
feel like if
itself
you have the
out.
conversation, like Indy and I have had the conversation of like, she's like, I'm really bad at responding. And I'm like, all right, well, I'll respond in like 2 seconds flat. So
Yeah.
like, here we are, I'm waiting for like 2 to 3
But
business
you get
days.
used to it.
And like, Indy.
Answer me.
But
Yeah.
I don't know. And like, even with Olive, I'm just dropping all my friends' names, love them. I'll be like, hey, want to hang out? And I'm like, I can see you're active. What are you doing? What are you doing?
Yeah. to me.
Yeah. Cute.
But yeah, I don't
Cute.
know.
Very cute.
Okay,
lucky
All right,
us.
let's wrap the potty episode up.
Okay, this is the
one.
last question.
This is wholesome.
Wholesome.
What's your true measure of success?
Being truly, deeply happy.
Yeah.
I couldn't even tell you how much money my business makes.
Yeah.
You know how in the car today you're like, what wage do you get? I was like, I
Nothing.
don't. Nothing. I don't know. It's in the. I like money to me is nothing. Well, obviously it is something, but
It's
for
not
me,
the
like
most important.
I do my 2 jobs purely because I just love them. Like it's just a passion project
Yeah.
for me, and it's giving back to the community and the community giving back to me and meeting new people and all of those things. I just think for me, I am truly at the peak of my success in this moment right now.
Yeah.
Like it's not about money or status or anything. Like I say to people all the time, if I could delete Instagram tomorrow, I would.
Yeah.
Like none of that
I
means
did.
anything to me. It's if I am truly deeply happy and I am happy, and I would put that down to positive relationships with people and positive friendships with people, my family, spending days like on the weekend. I watched my girls just swimming in the pool, playing mermaids, and I was like, this is the
This
peak
is
of
that.
my success.
Yeah.
This right here. And I think also too, coming with that is that I don't have to go to work every day now. I
Yeah.
have the freedom to be like, hey, T, hey, George, I'm not coming into work today. I've got a sick child at home. Or
Yeah.
I can't
Or
come
I'm
into
taking
work
them to the
today.
water park.
I'm going to prep to read in the classroom.
Yeah.
Those things to me, that's full success.
Yeah.
Tick, tick, tick.
That
What about
got,
you
like, the
girls?
freedom.
I think the same. I
Oh,
think being
yeah.
content, being
Yeah.
happy, healthy, like
Healthy.
Yes.
nothing that has like obviously you need money to live, but I feel like the most important things is who you have around
like-
you and that you're happy,
yeah.
and that's
Yeah.
all that really matters.
For
yeah,
sure.
so wholesome. Love
yeah,
that so
it's
much.
so wholesome.
Cute.
Yeah.
I love this. Oh, girls, thank
I
you.
just want to keep talking.
Oh,
This
wanna
is
live here,
literally like
live
we're
here.
just having a chat. Like,
Thank you, both of you, for coming on the podcast.
thanks for having us.
It's been a beautiful, wholesome ride, really.
Yeah.
Is this the
Shared-
end of the season
Shared some
episode?
shit. Yes.
Aw. We'll see you next year.
Yeah, next year. Enjoy your Christmas break and all the good things, all the wholesome things, really.
Yeah.
Spend time with your family and all that kind of
And the
stuff.
margaritas.
There will be no
Margie's on Christmas.
Yes, love that. There'll be no episodes in December because I'm going to take a little break and be mum. But thank you for listening this year, and thank you for sticking around and being a part of our Females Doing Cool Shit community. It's been a fucking joyous ride. And we promise to bring you more events and more episodes in 2025.
Whoa.
That is
Mic drop.
weird.
Thank you and have a beautiful break.
Bye.
Bye.